And yeah, this one's going to be pretty straightforward, I think, really, in terms of like it's going to be flat until the kicker, which is very short, and it's just going to be that's going to be about you're up to sort of rough 1 minute power. So you're just going to have to ease up as much as you can, do as little as you can here, guys. Just sit at the back of the group. Don't want you anywhere near the front of the group, and then just go up the little rise as hard as you can. I think that should probably be the tactic, and just sort of see who's there, because that's what the people will do. Is whenever I've raced this sort of course before, people just go easy and then just go hard on that little climb. So you're going to need to go hard there anyway. So you might as well preempt it. Just free wheel here as best as you can, and then apply a little bit of pressure on the climbs. People like Steve, David, Colin, be really, really good at that. And I think Mike and Dan are strong enough to be there and not worry about getting dropped for the first couple of laps at least. And we'll see what happens.
First effort or something like this be interesting.
Yeah, it's more about obviously your overall placing. So it's kind of like we need to sort of everyone to do.
Well, is it just points based on placing lowest points for 5 people?
That's exactly it. Yeah, so it's descending points. So if there's 20 riders, it's going to be 20 points for first, 19 for second, descending all the way down to 1 for 20, and it's the team with the aggregate highest points that win over the 5 riders that wins.
We've dropped one already.
Yeah, I mean the best Rhino.
Is that Arwell Owen as well?
Yeah.
Good.
That must be a
That's great. That's perfect. That's exactly.
Shall I put on the hair now? Please get it.
Yeah, go on.
It was catching up. It was just a connection.
I mean, that's gonna hurt him a little bit though. That's gonna take a little bit of energy from him. And exactly that. This little rise here, you know this one quite well. I think it's only Mike that didn't do this race last time, and I think we had this rise on the start of every lap last time as well. So you know it really well. And it's just going to be that one. Yeah, you know it really well. Isn't that
the volcano, isn't it? Yeah, we won't come back to this one. We'll just go around the volcano now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But you. Oh, okay, fine.
This
okay.
is the lead in only.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then it just does the laps. Fine. Yeah, I get it. Oh, I get you. So yeah, it is going to be really flat then. It's just going to be the little kicker. Couple of people.
When the little kickers come in, I don't know the routes really.
It's at the volcano, it's going into the volcano basically. So you'll see where the finish of the lap is, and that's inside the volcano. So the finish is likely to be, in my opinion, going to be a sprint there, and it's going to be about who can sort of just be hanging in there on the little attack just before it. People like David are going to attack there. That's what we probably want David to do, and potentially Steve as well. Rather than trying to hang in there in the group to the sprint, you want to put the hurt on that little climb and see who comes with you, and then it will probably be a reduced finish at the end. Kind of how, do you remember how race 1 in ZRL the finish was, Dave, where we had the little kicker just coming out of the tunnel and a few people got shed there? I think it will be quite similar to that, to be honest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you just do what you did there, and what you did really well when we did this last time, it's just there's no descent this time, which suits you a lot better. And you got away from everybody last time, so I think you can do it again if you're just sitting here and use as little energy as possible. I think your people like Darren Humphreys is really good for a B. He's like a 4.0 rider, 14 watt per kilo, 15-second sprint. But I don't really know how good a racecraft he is. I don't know if he knows when he should go, when he should close gaps, all the rest of it. And what he did tell me earlier was he's knackered and he's only got one match. So he's going to have to be careful with how he races. Yeah, I was going to say take it with a pinch of salt. But
Fighting salt, right?
Yeah. I did say to him.
Says that every
I did say to him we were coming all guns blazing. I'm not going to.
Colin's probably out the back door already, aren't you, Colin? You're struggling.
No, he's good.
2, 3, 4. There you go.
He's gone.
I'm knackered. There he is. He's on the front.
He's on the front. He's on the front.
Probably got pedal faster than the type.
Was that the hill or not? No, that wasn't a hill.
No. Pay attention here. This is downhill.
I do know all these courses. I just have no idea what the actual route is. If you see what I mean.
You'll get the lap count will come in. You'll sort of know where you are then when it sort of hits.
We did this on Sprint Series, didn't we? Fastest lap of this.
Yes.
And that was brutal. And then we had a 6-man lead-out train. That was savage.
I'm winning.
Sit, boy.
Oh, you're winning, yeah, son.
Yeah, smooth power is not my forte.
Mike's winning it, like.
That's all right. You can just freewheel it here, Mike, as easy as you can.
Yeah.
Like spin it freewheel, and then you can attack it. That's not very steady power. That'll work. And just think if you're running into difficult and you think you're getting dropped off the back of the climb, it's so short. It's just a case of like dig in there, and if you do get dropped there, it's race over. So remember that as well. Like you're not getting back on if you get dropped there. I wouldn't think.
Will I
So
not get
if-
selected for the team again?
yeah, you'll be put on probation. Which is but
Okay,
no
that's
one's
the
gonna,
bridge.
if we get
Mike,
if
that's
we
the
get
bridge
the
on your
bottom,
right, Mike.
if we get the bottom
And then you
five
got
riders
mine.
here, if we get the bottom five riders here, I couldn't give a shit. Like it's absolutely no problem. Don't worry about performance. We said this before. It's more like a training race than anything. But just be aware that if you get dropped on that climb, it's highly unlikely you get back on. So it should be a case of if you're cooked, fair enough. Otherwise, everything you got.
I need to just focus.
I don't worry.
Just off.
I'll be shouting. Yeah, this is it really. So get ready to push here. It's so short. Look at it. You can see the end of it. And there's still obviously a lot of draft available at this speed. So you're okay just sat in there at the back. Cole's putting a bit of pressure on, I like it. Don't empty the tank too much.
Yeah,
Just
because
sort
if
of
you're
make
me,
people work a little bit. Yeah, make people work a little bit, that's all. Make your heavier riders who haven't got good 1 minute power sort of suffer a bit there. And that's it. That's as hard as it gets, really. So you
where's
see
the
that
finish?
this is it. You see, you're coming up to it now. So you go
So-
around the bend, and that's the finish line.
Okay.
so
There.
we basically just
You go all out. I would go if I was you, David, and I had your power profile, and even as well you, Steve. Is I would go, and you, Cole. Is I would go all out at the bottom of that climb, and just commit to it, and just attack, and just don't leave anything behind if you're not sure. David can probably afford to judge it, and if he feels like he's going to be in a sprint at the end, he can probably ease off a little bit because he's done that quite a lot in ZRL. But for Nilok or Steve, I would probably, if you've got anything left at the bottom there, I'd probably just go for it. I'd probably just not look back, just empty the tank, and if you get caught, you get caught. You might stay away, especially if people have been tired a little bit by a couple of earlier laps.
What do we do? Do we get a power up every lap?
yes.
Yes,
Possibly.
yeah, every time you go through. Yeah, it's random. You're not guaranteed.
Yeah, yeah. I've got a feather. I was just deciding.
Yeah, that'd be a good place. Use your feather on the little rise over.
I got a van and I'm not going to gamble on it.
So again, David, you're quite quiet.
Sorry. I got a van and I'm not gambling on getting another one. I'm just going to keep it.
Yeah, van's a good
Because
one.
the body
Van.
benefits using it.
Yeah.
So in that lead in, that was like 3/4 of a lap. And you can see here where we joined.
Yeah.
So this is the first official lap starting with a van. Most of what we did we had to do quite more times.
I don't think I'll be able to see the event in Zwift Power because it's a meetup, isn't it? We can see it after the fact, but I don't think I'll be able to view the live data.
It's weird, isn't it? Because it's not a meetup, it's one of the new club's beta ones.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
set them as private.
Yes, that's it. And I can't remember what I think he does that to ensure randomers don't join it, which is fair enough, really, because
Yeah,
obviously he's trying to lock it down. So I do get it. Yeah, it's not in the events list either, so I don't think I'll be able to view it. But I can probably give you a bit of info about some of the riders just from having a look. What's
Can you
quite
tell us
annoying,
whether they're tied or not?
I can probably have a look at their heart rate, and I probably can figure out if a certain rider is tired. Yeah, but The issue at the minute is Zwift Power have removed the ability to search via rider. So you can't type someone's name in and find them. You have to find them by going to their club and digging them out that way, which is quite difficult, or an event, etc. I don't know why they've removed that. They've removed it the last day or so. Not very helpful when you're trying to DS.
Yeah, but that would be like DSing from a car and seeing everybody else's data.
True.
I assume you're sat in your car.
Naked as well.
Oh my god.
That's not necessary.
We'll see the blue lights in a minute in Newbury.
That's the Tron wheels, don't panic. But Arwell Owen, I don't think he's got a great 20-minute power, has he? I think he was a C fairly recently. So I think if this is like a decent pace, he may be struggling by the end. But if it's if it's a freewheel kind of 3.0 in the blob affair, he'll probably be quite fresh. And he has a good 15-second sprint. He's a big guy, so if he saves it for the flat part as they go around the bend and then unleashes a sprint, he probably will win if he's there in the group at that point, I would think. So your aim is to probably have him a bit off the back on the uphill before he gets to the finish. As we've already said. Just grabbing my drink 1 second.
I love how they're ramping it up a little bit.
Sunday, right? Isn't it lovely?
Yeah. Here's the rice.
How many riders are there? I only see 4 in uniform.
There may only be 4 because there's 20 people in the race and I'm one of them. I think. Am I, or am I not, because I've not crossed the line?
Probably, I don't know.
I'll count him. L. Hughes, I don't know who he is. He could be a Rhino. He doesn't have a name. There's a couple of people that team that's L. Wild as well. They could be Rhinos.
No,
I'll see if I
Wild
can-
is in yellow dress.
I'll see if I can view them.
Wild is yellow, so they must be great.
Yeah, that's Provision. Hughes is also yellow. So you've got Owen and Beer for Rhinos, along with Spencer, so that's 3. And then Collier, so that's 4. Yeah, on the face of it, it does look like only 4, unless there is somebody. No, I think it's only 4. Well, what I will say is this isn't the same killer Rhino squad that it was the last time we raced, and Gordon did say to me that it wasn't their A team, their AB team. If you know what I mean.
Can anyone see who's in the breakaway? There's 3 at the front.
Yep, you've got Owen, Wild, and Cy Bradley, but they're not really doing big enough power to stay away. I don't think you've got 4.4 for Cy Bradley. It's on the front. It looks like 2 of them are working, and the Rhinos sat on. Spencer's 2 seconds behind. It looks like he might be trying to bridge across. But on this rise here, if you guys just apply a little bit of pressure, that gap will melt away. So here you go. Look at it. It's coming together. They're not going to stay away there. They're burning quite a few matches here. They're doing 4.0 on the front. Try and get on that wheel from the Rhino who's trying to bridge across, or at least sort of like close the gap to him so the group's with him. Let him pull the group. mean, there's two. I want one of you in that group because there's two each of them. I want at least one of you in that group. So who feels good?
Yeah, I'm going to go for it.
All right, Steve, here.
Hang
Yeah, that's it.
Talking
If two of you can get in, that's great. And like I say, yeah, if it comes back together, even better.
on. That's slow enough.
Perfect. Nice job.
Yeah, Colin went and everyone decided they had to go as well.
Yeah, when it was two from each team, a bit sketch really. I just wanted, even though they're only 30 metres, and it'll probably come back together. It's good to just have one person there in case.
Colin, the danger man, sensed it.
It's fine.
And maybe again, putting a little bit of a tester on the next climb.
Heart rate went up on that one.
I bet, yeah. Good little warm up though. What I don't like is Swift doesn't let you pick a camera angle, does it, when you're funding people?
Yeah, it does. It does on mine.
Yeah, it does on mine as well.
You have to do it by the companion app.
No, I don't.
No, I do on screen.
No, when I click them, after a few seconds, it moves to another camera angle, like
I know,
it's on.
it does do that, but you can override. You've got to
By
do
what?
it.
Sorry.
So on the keyboard, you can choose the camera angle with the numbers.
Ah.
The first time you do that, it stops it auto switching.
Yeah.
Ah, good to know.
Zero is great as well.
Good to know.
Because you're right, it does switch like after about 20 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's like a cinematic view, isn't it? Where it just goes
Yeah,
through, rotates through.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good,
Yeah,
because that
you
was
can-
really annoying me on certain parts of races. I was having to like re-click a person's name, go off it, and back on it.
You can choose the one you want, and it should say on that. It's a bit like when you're in the pen, it cycles through them, but you can't override it, just choose it.
Dan, how you feeling?
The acceleration hurt.
You're halfway through now. Over halfway.
Shit.
That's it.
Sorry. I was having a drink.
Looking good.
Go on, Dan. 3 down, 2 to go, and then it's the finish.
So you probably do want to put a bit of pressure on here on the next one to see if you can shed 1 or 2 riders, because otherwise it is coming down to a 20-man sprint, which doesn't really necessarily not suit us, having got 4, people that are used to doing sprint series style efforts, and Mike's no slouch either. So I think that doesn't not suit us. But if we can maybe apply a bit of pressure, as long as we don't feel like we're going to drop down with it, I think it can't hurt to burn a match or 2 on the next climb, the penultimate one. I think someone like David, you can probably afford to do it, but it depends how you're feeling. Because if you want to just save it all for one huge attack at the bottom of the next climb on the final lap, that is also fine.
Yeah, I don't know, I haven't been feeling great this week, so I don't want to try too many times.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can maybe do it once, but I don't want to do it both times.
Yeah, just do it the once then. And it's like, even if it all goes to shit and you don't feel good, it's just training for ZRL really. Because this is the sort of thing you'll be doing at the end of ZRL races, as you well know. And just think, guys, you're probably going to be on Cy Bradley's YouTube channel, so make it look good. You don't want to. You want to give yourself a bit of glory, a bit of fame. At least try and beat him.
Who's he right for? Which one is he?
Provision. His name's S. Bradley YouTube.
Oh, Bradley's name is S. Bradley.
That's him.
YouTube
is. It says he doesn't have his team name, but he does all the videos for ZRL Recon, and he's probably the most viewed YouTube Zwift content maker. He gets like a couple of thousand views, I guess, per video.
Is he on OnlyFans as well?
Probably. You can find out. But yeah, so it's highly likely you'll end up on his YouTube, I think. So,
by the way, if I can talk, that doesn't mean I'm not tired. My legs give out before my breathing.
It's all good. Everyone's doing fine.
All right at the moment.
I think at this rate, everyone's going to be there at the end.
Yeah.
Don't see many getting dropped, unless there's a fairly decent size split on that last climb, second to last climb. So.
I think if I tried something, I probably would end up going out the back door. I mean, I feel fine, but that's
that's all good. I think for you and Dan, the primary thing here is you're not trying to
hang on
win
and
the
pick them
race.
off at the end.
Yeah, exactly. You're not trying to win the race off the front with a devastating 1 minute attack like David. Few of us can match David's, ability to do that. But yeah, if you can just sort of like hang in there and get a few points at the bottom. Not get like the very bottom points, that'd be really, really useful anyway. So
I intend to get 2 points.
If we get 20th, 19th, 18th, 17th, 16th, it's fine. Doesn't matter. That's why we're here, to try and learn tactics and stuff anyway. Darren Humphries
We'll have a go on the penultimate lap.
Steve, do it, mate.
I just in high zone 2 at the minute. So I might be alright.
I think you'll be okay. I've seen you go a lot harder than this for a lot longer than this. And same for Dave as well, and Cole.
You want me to lead you out?
You both be good.
I've been saving that little truck for a while, so I'll use that.
Well, we'll both try and get away on the penultimate lap and see if it sticks.
We both go, that follows.
I'm going to have, I agree. I think you keep on his own, and I'll do what you said and go early on the final.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Give it a try.
He's right. Like, if we both go, they will come. Like, if it was 2 Rhinos, we'd follow. If it was 1, we'd come.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Steve can definitely TT to the finish, I think, from there. It's only.
If not, they've got to work, have they?
No, exactly. They'll have to work to bring you back, and it's only 5 minutes. Like, I know that's going to feel like a lifetime in the moment. I do get that. I understand that, but just keep telling yourself it's only 5 minutes of effort. Like, it's all terminal. The worst thing in a race is when you're killing yourself when you're in the first 5 minutes and you're like, how the hell am I going to get to the end here? But this will be the end essentially. So the end is the tunnel the end of the tunnel is there.
I'm sure someone does anyhow for because I keep drifting to the back. I'm not going that way.
Well, Dan, this is the one. Stick in there.
I might give it a whirl. Good.
You go, and I'm going to sit now. I'm sitting up, so sticky draft if there is.
So now...
Is this the penultimate one? Or is this the penultimate one?
That was 4.
We got one.
2 more.
2 more. So I would wait until the next one, maybe, and then... which is the penultimate one, and then try and hold it to the finish.
Oh, no, I'm in now. I'm committed now.
Isn't there 8k or so left?
Right. Rhinos with me.
You ain't really got any separation, I don't think. It looks like you're kind of
No.
Just dragging the group a bit, just so you just don't kill yourself. Oh, you got a second or so over the chasing group. It looks like there's one rider from each team that's sort of trying to get in that group. Yeah. Yeah, it's all going to come back together in a second.
Yeah, let's see.
You probably, to be honest with you, you probably want to go a bit earlier than that. If when you go, I think it's probably a bit late to get a gap there.
Yeah, you need to go on the flat, Steve, before that come.
Well, not even there, but like I think you went sort of just before the bend at the top, and you probably want to go before you get into the volcano on that rise, maybe. Give yourself a bit longer because you had the power to get away, and you were getting the stretching the group out and getting the gap at the end, but it's just it sort of didn't look like long enough.
You need to do it. The flow coming up.
If you do it at the end of this lap, I reckon half the people will think you're just going to the finish too early. Seriously. I think people will think you've made a mistake.
Yeah, people might genuinely think you think it's the finish there. Yeah.
When do I use a truck?
It's
Anytime really, right?
Yeah, probably going to help you out because again, like it doesn't even need to necessarily be on the flat because you're going at speeds on that rise still of over 25
Use it on the
kph,
rises.
so you can use it then and still get some benefit for sure. I think the magic number is 18 kilometers an hour for draft. I can't quite remember, but if you're going above that sort of range, you're still getting a draft benefit. Humphries is getting binned off a little bit there. He's having to push a bit. I wonder if he had the drop. He's back in. He's a strong rider. He's going to have a big push for you at the end, I think. Someone's making a go of it. Is that him? I think that was just him coming from the back. No, it's Hughes. Looks like he's attacking here at 5.4. But again, he's got a long way to go there, man. Like, that is, you're talking, there's still 6k left.
Have a little whiz out again. See what happens. Owen's catch him again.
Yeah, I just don't think he's long enough, that little bit. I think if you're going to try and do it, it's going to have to be from outside the volcano and go for like 30 seconds of hurt. Because there's just so much draft in the blob at that speed still. Yeah, it's real tough to get away. Unless you're doing like 15 watts per kilo to get a bit of a gap. Not easy.
Yeah, you need a sprint effort, don't you?
Yeah, to get any separation, I think there.
And back into 4 watts. Okay, that's I just sit in. Right. Christmas, isn't it?
I'd sit in and then on the next little rise, give them a good outside the volcano. Just give them a good 30 seconds of hurt. See still who wants to come with you, or if they think they're going to let you get away and you can't stay away, they might just, like David says, think you're a lap
Speed's
early.
ramping up.
Bite banana.
Go on, Dan.
Yeah, you're doing great, Dan. Right, you go,
Someone
Steve.
going?
Whenever you're ready, if you feel like attacking, this is the place.
I don't feel like I'm like,
Fair enough.
I've got to stay with
Fair enough. Cole, if you want to go for it, go for it. I think if no one gets away here, then we're definitely looking at a bunch finish for the end.
Did someone just use the ghost? I swear I saw someone disappear.
Possibly. I don't see anything
I think
there.
motorway.
No.
It was definitely a snow.
Don't see Dan in the pack yet. There he is. Everyone looks like they're in. Yeah, I see it. I see all of you. And just remember, I know I keep saying it, guys, but if you don't feel confident in your 15-second sprint at the end, you're going to have to go on the rise outside the volcano to try and get rid of your heavier guys like Owen. Because him and Humphrey, they are going to bring that 15 watt per kilo sprint at the end. For sure.
I've got a leaf.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, feel this.
What's the leaf?
Feather.
15%.
No feather, okay.
Turn to 85 kilograms, 15 seconds.
Yes, your watts per kilo go through the roof.
3.5k. What gear are you in,
Nice. Got it?
What gear are you in on the? Yeah, on the what?
30.
How long have you got left on the clock, by the way? How long's your distance saying? Is it like
3.1.
Okay, so it's 25.3, okay. Okay.
3 kilometres now.
Yeah, just remember, guys, you're literally like less than 4 minutes away from the finish.
I'm often too low cadence.
Oh, no, dude. Kilometre in 4 minutes. You're fucking joking, yeah?
No, this bit, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm on 14, Mike. Yeah.
It's the decimalisation of gears.
Fuck.
Sit looking strong, David.
Thirteen at 85 RPM.
68. 75, 80. 80.
You're low as well, are you?
I'm 92 now. Well, that focus on the race, isn't it? 2k.
Yeah, this is the end game, guys. You've got to focus, because if people go here, I want people to react to it. If anyone attacks, you're either going to have to bring them back off the front, or somebody's going to have to bridge with them. Don't want anybody getting away here. So just pay attention.
You're good, we're all at the front. Stop pedaling.
Yeah, this is like a track stand. It's because it's going to. Everyone's just waiting to launch it, aren't they? And they're waiting to see when everyone else launches it.
I'm going to go at K.
Yeah, just getting into position, and remember, if you feel like I say, if you feel like you haven't got that snap at the end, your best bet is to go long. I know it doesn't feel like that's necessarily a nice idea, but
Someone's gone long.
the best thing to do. Who's that? That's off the front.
Rhino.
Okay, well, Maybe get across to him, Steve, or somebody. He's not doing too big powers, don't worry too much, but yeah, this is your rise. So David, if you feel you've got a bit of a gap here, you may as well go with it, David.
Go, Dave.
That's it. You're looking good. You're looking good. You've got a huge gap here. This is it. Oh, beautiful. No one wants to come. They're all reacting too late. This is it. Owen's under pressure. Yeah, you've got a gap here. Looking great. Really good. There's the finish. You can see it. Don't worry about Wild. Just see if you can get his gap. There you go. You can get his wheelie. He's done. You're looking good. Really good. Just try and hold it as long as you can.
I'm coming
It's
through,
okay.
Stephen.
It's okay.
Colin.
Try and hold what you've got as long as you can here, guys. It's okay. David's looking really good for a podium here. Here you go. Humphries is coming empty tank with anything you've got left here, David. If you want to try and hold on to that podium, this is it. There you go. You're looking really good, guys. Yeah, great effort, David. Oh, that's huge. Ah, well done. Really good. What are the results showing us? I don't see the results.
Steve 10. Colin 12, me 13.
I got 14th.
Okay, David, what did yours say?
Oh, that's a great ride, guys.
Well, yeah, really good effort. You
Done.
went deep there.
Absolutely awesome, done.
Thanks, Colin. You guys did a great
Well done,
job.
well done, Dan. Well done, David. Great ride.
Well done, Dave. Let's see. Like,
But that's fine. We're not trying to destroy everything here.
that's
We're just
Carl.
trying to get,
Feel sprint that is.
we're using it as a bit of
I like
training.
that.
Yeah, I know. That is talk to Jake because I don't know where it's gone.
It's I think it's
Full
what I was saying to
fatigue.
you before. I think it's accumulated fatigue, which is what I was saying to you before. And it's when I know it doesn't feel like it until it's too late, and that's why I've had to have a month off the bike. I think. But yeah, it might be worth taking a bit of a reduced schedule
I've
for
got a
the
few
week.
days for Christmas anyway, so I'll do that.
Yeah, I would take a few days just doing light work, if any work, and see how you feel.
Fucking next one.
That might well help, but yeah, there's such a thing as doing too much racing, I think, for sure. But it's hard. It's a balancing act. It might not be that.
Now, I have raced a lot in the last couple of weeks because I haven't had anything else to do really. So I have
Yeah,
raced a lot.
and you can get away with it for a while, but the
You
accumulated
retired?
fatigue eventually catches up.
Early
Tell
retirement.
you what it is. Tell you what it is, Dave. Stupid badgering.
No, it's your fault, mate. You're trying to sprint away from me every time. I got
I
really
just say
lucky.
what is. Do one say what you're doing.
That was
I got
interesting.
really lucky at the finish there because I eased off a couple of seconds too quick.
Oh, you did well, man.
I almost went down to like 7th.
It was tough. Going for it over the top, and then you had, what, 400 metres still to go, or 500 metres to go?
Yeah, it's going up as well, wasn't it?
That's a bit of power that I've lost. I had that
Yeah.
on the around, I don't have it.
I was definitely blind.
But if you've gone hard up the hill, you need to take a 5-second breather, surely. You can't keep going that long.
That's what happened to me. I went all in up the hill, got on the flat, and then it rose again. I was like, oh. Bad drive choices, Colin.
It reminded me of the Tour de France, Van der Poel on the Murder Wheel.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
I thought that was David going for it.
Yeah.
Hold
Going
it.
to use that next race. I'm going to use that. Yeah.
It felt
Yeah,
stupid
but Jake's
because
right. I did that instead of around a couple of times, and it worked because I could hold it a bit better. Whereas now, the last week or so, I can't hold it.
it's really weird because I can push a lot of power, and then if I stop at like 10 seconds, I can go again. Just can't keep going without stop.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that probably just that you're going 5 or 10 watts too hard?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, it's probably a pacing thing. Yeah, it probably is.
It's all crap.
But it's
I do understand.
yeah, it's
But when
it's-
you're going
it's
all
not
out,
easy.
it's difficult to make a
Exactly, yeah,
5 to
it's
10 watt reduction. isn't
really
it?
hard. You're using it on feel as well. Like you know, like it's not like you pick a number and you go, I know I can hold this. Like in a race, that doesn't really matter because you could. You've had to do loads of effort. So you kind of have to just pace it. And if you think you've got a little bit more in the tank than you have, that's kind of just bad luck, really. And you sort of you can get better at judging it, but sometimes you'll.
It was good. I like that course.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was quite, it's quite predictable. That's the problem with both this one and the one that we did last time, was they both ended in a group sprint finish, and like we knew in advance they were both going to finish in group sprints.
It's a group finish with the hill was big enough to get a gap, wasn't it? So maybe that's what they were thinking.
Yeah.
If you push like 10 months ahead on the hill, you'll get a gap because you've already beat them to the push.
I think you did, didn't you, David? You got the jump on them, did you?
But
Yeah,
there's
that
one
was
guy that
worth
went,
it.
and there's one guy that went, and I followed him, and that was a combined jump.
Because once you had that little gap there was no point easing up because you had the gap.
Yeah.
So you might as well just commit to it at that point. It was probably a little bit slightly earlier than we would have chose to
It was
launch
early,
it. But
yeah. I wasn't going to go then if he hadn't got the slight.
no, but he could have, if he dragged you to 200 metres before the finish, it would have been perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it made sense to kind of try and get on his wheel.
Or maybe should have stayed. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have pushed so hard then because I went past them on the hill. I probably should have stopped just behind him. I don't know.
Yeah,
Do you watch NorCal cycling on YouTube? You ever seen that?
Yeah, he's quite
California.
good.
He's good.
Yeah, he's quite
But
good.
one of his recent ones was saying to somebody who was just learning, to get the crit skills, you need to do 50 or 60 races, and then you'll begin to learn it. It's a bit like that here as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but if you look at the most rich player, boy, I've done 397 races. I still don't know what I'm doing, mate.
I don't know. I don't understand how they kept me in the race.
Because
What do
you're
you
on fire today, mate.
Teamwork,
You're on
mate.
fire. I was struggling to hang on at the end, Dan, so you were doing awesome, mate.
Yeah, Dan, you must have done some great power numbers there.
I only had to ride 2.8ish.
Fuck yeah. I was doing like 4 all the time. I don't know how you do it.
Because
It was good, then.
I'm
It's
telling
nice to
you,
have a slightly different dynamic, isn't it?
I was doing 4 then 1, then 4 then 1.
I mean, there's a lot of that, and
Averaging 5.
then they settled right in. They settled right in my
Averaging
pace.
Right, so it's on ZP now, so I can probably see at least the live. No, it's not up yet. It's not updated yet. But it did look like there were only 4 rhinos, didn't it? But yeah, so
like I said, it was out of 20, wasn't it? But were they
were missing. Yeah, they were. They were from the looks of it. Unless this Gleba Mac guy is rhinos. It looks like they only had 4 signed up in B.
Yeah, they did.
So
I like that, Jay. A bit of a
well, Gordon
racing
said,
to the team.
if we got if we want to pick a course, we can pick the course. So if you want to have a think on it, and
Gotta be the owl.
No,
Be swift, yeah.
What is that downhill all the way?
well, he said ideally something without a 10-minute climb, and I said to him I get that, but it would be nice to do one of them eventually.
Look, Jake, look at that one I sent.
Lava and whatever it's called.
Legends and lava, yeah, because it goes up the volcano, so it's like long. It's not, what's that? 8 minutes, 9 minutes.
Yeah, so like that, isn't it?
so the all-nighter,
It's just
Wandering Flats.
That's not a nasty time, wasn't it?
That's quite funny. Looking at the people that were signed up, me and Steve were the lightest and shortest. I was the lightest and shortest, and Steve's the heaviest and tallest. Quite funny. Little and large.
I've gone down 1 kilo, I'll have you know. I'm
Yeah,
100 now,
100.
101.
100, yeah, bang on.
Oh, I
Which
noticed
was this
that on the
going
downhill,
on?
Steve. I noticed that on the downhills. I was coming past you.
Yeah, we were rolling past you. I was sat on
Time to
Mike's
change
bike.
it.
I was sat on Mike's shoulders carrying my bike. Past you.
Can you see the event in Swift Power, Jake?
Yes, but there's no results or live data.
I was going to say, I see it, yeah, because it's not in my. If I go to my profile,
It's just in results, events, results. But yeah, like I say, it's not actually showing anything yet.
How did you find it, Steve? How are you?
Yeah, I was quite easy in the pack. That's why I went a couple of times, but I should have just stayed in. I'd have done better. I think I'd have got a couple of places more.
Did you beat Cy Bradley? Would Cy Bradley come 20th?
What?
He'd have had to be, for us to beat him, apart from David, he'd have had to be, what, 11th? Let's have a look, see if I can see it.
Quite funny if he came last. You've got to think you'd be gutted to come last in this race, wouldn't you?
Especially
Like,
with
I
me.
know it's all kind of like for fun.
I was happy to finish with there, Jake.
You'd kind of, you would be
Half
good.
an
to
hour
come
ago,
last,
you
wouldn't
said you don't care whether we
No,
come
no,
last or not.
I don't.
we
think,
care.
come on, if you came 20th, you'd be good, wouldn't you? Like,
Last
He's
time,
on the 18
last time we
finishes,
did
so
this, last time we did 3 teams of 5, Mike, and I came 17th. And I had to do lines for a week. I will not
Uh-oh.
come 2 places behind a rock and a
Sorry to
pigeon.
disappoint you, Jake. Cy Bradley was 6th.
good. Well, at least David beat. We had one guy beat him. He didn't beat all of us. That's fine. That's a win in itself.
I hope he was
Now he
the
knows
best
who's.
all the way
Look at it
Second,
this way,
second,
boys.
yeah.
Now he knows who's Snow are. That's for fucking sure, eh?
Oh, mate,
But look, but this is what I'm yet to work out, right? So the guy who won it just tactically got it right. He only averaged 3.05 watts per kilos.
Was it a Rhino?
No, I think he was-
Wild.
That's a pro.
Yeah,
Vision
he
guy.
said-
I
he
think
said-
that Provision had first and third. I think it was a Rhino
So
second.
he just sat in, then absolutely nailed it with a K to go or whatever.
Yeah, he was
Yes.
back with me the whole time.
Which is the way, like, honestly, that's the way you win that race. Like I was saying, it's all 1 minute power, really, for that one.
I did exactly the same.
Doing the rest.
Come 15.
I went
Yeah,
past
but
you,
look,
Colin, and then I thought I did about 200 to go. Then I just saw you coming past again. You last
I
minute.
always get myself a 10-second rest and I can do like 9 watts per kilo again. I'm just crap, mate. I'm sorry.
No, everybody did really well there. Dan
Yeah.
hanging really well. Dan was in the top. What did you say? You got 14.
Yep, I was right behind Mike.
So Dan wasn't
Yeah,
even in
14.
the bottom. Dan wasn't even in the bottom 25% of riders in a category that he's not in. That's pretty.
Yeah,
good.
I've got 19
Awesome.
finishes in the B according to Companion. Anyway,
So Dan's in the top 75% of riders in a category that he's not even in, which is impressive in itself. And
To be fair, that's a hard finish, that is. Up that climb and then when you
I
go
love
into
it,
the
mate.
volcano.
that's-
Yeah, but when you go into the
I should have
volcano,
ridden it,
still
really,
goes
I should have ridden it for a lap, really, even if I'd have come last. Cause I do
up. Oh,
love
yeah,
that,
laugh.
that bit.
Honestly, with 1K to go, Jake, I couldn't stop laughing, mate.
What was your average power there for the ride?
Tears of laughter. I was doing.
Yeah, but your
Tears.
average power. Come on, don't talk to me like that. Your average power isn't
264.
going to be that high, was it? Your average power is going to be well low in it. Go on, what was it?
264 for Col.
What's that in watts per kilo?
3.57. Colin, the data is there.
All right, well, yeah, okay, that was
See,
that was a little bit
Yeah.
bit more than I thought you were going to be doing there.
Yeah,
But,
Jake,
but
my 20-minute power was 272 watts, which is 10 watts off my max power ever.
well, you
So,
know, the guy
yeah, cheers.
No,
mate.
the guy that won it
Colin,
only
that
did
just shows that your max power is higher than that.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
it
The
means
guy that won it
that-
only did 2 watts per kilo, whatever. So you just got
I
to be
was,
more efficient.
I was
That's
paying
all.
100 quid earlier for Dan to hack that line to bring it.
You're not drafting properly. That's all it is. The guy that won only
No,
did
because
2
You
watts per
need,
kilo.
you need to do some more races. You need more races.
How the hell can you
Get in
sit there
red
and
shape.
go, how the hell can you sit there and go, oh, you're not drafting properly, when you kept going, oh, if you're not going to have a sprint at the end, you need to go early. I hadn't got a sprint at the end. And I couldn't go early.
You did have to go early. I was right.
But I did go early and I couldn't get the end. I'm still riding.
I'm still right.
You guys had a 1 second
Just
gap.
going through the banner now.
I got up and pushed. Dan had stunt nuts on. We went into the area and put stunt nuts on Dan's bike and I jumped on the back.
Also, Cy Bradley looks suspiciously like a sandbagger because his watts per kilo, 20 minutes, is 4.2, which
Oh,
is
here we go.
the limit. But being, and he's an almost A as well.
Oh,
Well,
Elton.
That's
So if he's
enough.
almost A,
Oh, now almost A means you've done A power once, which is even more suspicious because that means you're definitely capable of it.
So,
So it's like you're capable
Well,
of it.
that's
You just
very-
got it not to
very
go up.
cynical. Maybe just that's his absolute.
yeah, because he was
best day ever.
3.9
Maybe.
back in the last WTRL series. He was just at 3.9.
Oh, Mike.
4.0
Mike's not
to
been in this team
3.9.
long enough. So when Jake says he's
Sorry, do I need
almost
to-
an A,
He's
what
definitely
he
A.
means is
Do I need to
he's
call him a
almost
cheat?
an A, but definitely a
Well,
knob.
you know, I hate to be cynical, but if you look at when he did his 4.2 powers that put him in A, The last one was on the first Swift race of ZRL this season, and then he never did anywhere near it again because he was scared of getting up. So like the timing on that's a little bit suspicious. But I hear what you're saying.
To be fair, David hasn't got his heart rate monitor on, so we don't know what he was doing.
I know what David was
Steroids,
doing.
probably.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Steroids and EPO.
I know Dave's doing drugs already. We all know
Yeah,
that.
he was injecting EPO straight into his eyeball. I'd imagine. No, not David.
Straight into his eyeball. He's crap at pedaling, but can he see? He can see well far.
So the thing is about
You
courses
can see
like this.
tomorrow's race. He's got that much EPO in his eyeball.
So the thing is with courses like this, if they stay
Okay,
in,
serious now.
if they stay in a 250 to 260 watt range,
What?
if they can, where I can pedal at 250 to 260 watts, when we get to around 20 minutes, then I'm good. You know, even with the little kicker there,
It's good.
because I only had to get up to I think 650 watts.
Jeez. I want to go back and look and see category we did.
No, you don't.
That would be
Last-
sandbagging, though, wouldn't it, Colin? You can't
Oh.
do that.
Yeah, I know, but I just knackered all the
Can
time.
you help me with a couple of who's Wild from? What team is Wild? Rhino.
Provision.
And what about and Bradley is who?
Provision.
And Hughes and the shoe.
Provision. They won for sure.
Yeah.
if that's where you're going with this, they definitely won. But I don't think we came last. I don't
So
think we
what
came
about
last.
the bottom? What about the bottom five guys? That's the key
I'm
thing.
just doing it.
Yeah, I don't think we came last, and especially because the Rhino only had 4 riders.
I think we came second.
Well, it depends on how many riders we push back.
One of the Rhinos came second or third.
It's
I
up.
came fifth. This is according to the companion app, right? So on screen it showed me fourth. Now it's put me in fifth.
Oh, that's
'cause
bullshit.
No, yeah, but it was my fault. Like I said, I used that. If I lost a position or two on the line, it was my own stupid fucking fault.
Hey, I got the.
I learned a lesson.
Still the first time I've ever heard him swear.
I have a
That's the nice-
screenshot.
That's the nice
Have
guy
you not
swear.
heard me every single sprint series? I swear I say the word fuck at the top of my voice. It
No,
scares
so
the
not only
shit out
turn
of
your
me.
mic off.
Okay, so
Yeah, David, you were exactly the same time as fourth, 4.6 seconds behind.
Oh, you got fourth then?
I know. Or either way, fourth or fifth. It's not going to make a difference. So Provision absolutely smashed it.
But they brought like their A team, man. Yeah, they brought a guy that's doing 4.3 watts per kilo, 20 minutes.
What do you think they scored?
That's not even B power. That's definitely A. So that is in itself cheating.
And they wore yellow tops.
Go on.
Look
What
at
did they
the
score, David? Give us the scores.
So this is according to the companion app. Provision got 80. We got 51. Electric got 46. And Rhinos, who did have 4 riders, got 32.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a win for us.
It's
Good
good.
days. Excellent.
And Bradley came 7th. No, 6th.
Oh.
6th. Sorry.
Excellent.
And that's a lot of that will be driven by the 4th and 5th man, right? Because they'll have had the Rhinos and
Rhinos
the other ones.
came 3 out of 5. And Electric came 2.
To be fair,
Was it Wild that won? I am a bit suspicious of Wild, and I mean this in the nicest
There
way
we go.
possible, because his average is 3.99 on Swift Power. That is as close as you can possibly be. Evidently, 4.0 is an A, so he's a 3.99. So that is a little bit suspicious, but they
Don't
did,
make him
you
sleep
know,
at night.
yeah, they exactly. I don't know how he looked his kids in the eyes too.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
But they brought the look at it, they brought the guys that did 4. Their minimum rider, their worst rider was 4.0. So we didn't have anywhere near that sort of fight. But I don't think our best rider was. I don't think our best rider was 4.0, was there? So when you look at it like that,
3.8,
it's
3.9.
not a bad result in any way, shape or form.
Our best rider was me, 3.9.
Yeah, so to get
what's that
second,
saying?
3.9.
What is that saying?
second's really good. Look at the electric
3.9
spirit
watt,
boys.
please,
If
David.
it makes you feel-
Series.
If it makes you feel better, the Electric Spirit Boys all were 4.0 and 4.1, and you smashed them, and they were all 4.0.
What do you mean? FTP or 20 minutes?
20 minute power.
Is that what you're
Yeah,
working
20 minute power. So in terms of Zwift power, Mike, your 4.2 is as high as you can go and be, because it's 95% of your 20 minute is what it
To
uses.
be honest, I've just
So-
been keeping just below that deliberately. So
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, just something.
Yeah, we all do that.
Low. So like, yeah, when people are like 1 watt below that threshold, it does look a little bit dodgy because it's such a big
Yeah.
margin.
But I've been on calls where it might even have been Dave where you say, Dave, whatever you do in this race, make sure you don't get promoted to A.
Oh, no,
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That is definitely, we have said that. But then I did also say to Pete, don't, if you get promoted, don't worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
said to Pete, don't-
did
don't
lose
push
Pete
too hard.
for
Yeah.
we did lose
said
Pete for
to-
half of the season for that reason.
Yeah, we did say to him, don't push so much because you'll go to A. And so then he just did 4.9 on the front for the whole of the race and got promoted to A.
Way so he didn't have to race any more ZRL. I think that was the whole time. But jokes on him because then he got demoted by the end of the season. He had to come back and race the last couple of races, didn't he? So joke was on Pete really.
And then rode it all with no draft because he had no internet connection.
So and I think he still doesn't quite get that you're not supposed to sit at the front of a peloton holding 5
No.
in a race.
Yeah,
I
don't do
still
that.
think Pete fails to get that sometimes.
So what are you thinking over Christmas? As in, time trial tomorrow is out, I assume. Then we got
Yeah, 'cause
Christmas
it's-
Eve, so which day?
Yes.
We got something on Tuesday or something like that, maybe? That'd be
Well,
we want
yeah.
to do a club champ, don't we?
Yeah, this is what we were thinking was we could do a private. We can either do a race where we all just join an event together and pick an event that we like the look of and we kind of race it as a group, or we could do something a bit different, which is what we did like last year, which is our annual Snow Club World Championship, where we do like a meet-up private event, and then we did last year. We did not a points race, just a scratch race, an A to B race, which is like what was it, like 11k? It was one lap of Watopia Hilly or something like that. I can't remember. And then we did a TT as well, which is like 1 lap of Fuego Flats, whatever it was.
Yeah, I did the TT.
Yes, that was it. Wasn't it?
Dan,
Yeah, you did the TT with the
Dan,
few of us.
Jake, would it work if we all put the same height in and the same weight and all rode the same bike? Or would that still not be fair?
No, that's
It
not
wouldn't- no, it
fair
wouldn't make
because
sense.
you're reducing
Because
my weight.
power.
It's like-
Yeah, it's about
So
price.
could we
Dan-
work it out? Could we work it out for staggered starts then? So I go off like 10 minutes before everyone else.
I'm well up for your first suggestion. 0 to 20.
Well, what you could do is, like Cole says, like do a handicap system where you set off at different times based on, your FDP or whatever. So we have a scenario where the weakest rider sets off first, and theoretically you could try and time it so that people are all bunching together by the end.
So that's okay, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be quite.
It's a classic Christmas event.
Well, yeah, Christmas chase, or we could just do like a one-off A to B. Like I always like Richmond UCI. A lap of Richmond UCI is always quite good.
So
Quite short. It's got a bit of everything.
I'll tell you what we could do. We could all just ride Crit City and then we could all ride very nice and easy and watch Dan do a hot lap.
fuck that.
Well, that's Sprint Series on Saturday, which is Christmas Day, and I'm telling you now,
not doing that shit again.
But that is hot lap. But I won't be.
That was funny, Dan.
But yeah, we can
I don't know
definitely
how-
book something like that in. Or like
know
I'm
how
saying,
funny
yeah,
it
we
was.
can look at other events. If anybody sees anything they like the look of over Christmas, I know there's a lot of stuff on over the festive period. So if anybody sees anything they think looks good, shout it out. I still will get back to people about this tour of Watopia thing that Richard Vale from Glam Rouge Racing's doing. But it does look, and we would need people to kind of commit to that because it's 5 days of racing, isn't it? And you don't have to fill the same people every day, but you need a pool of people to pick from that are going to ride.
Is that not the racing league? Is it racing? No, different.
No, this is the. I think did you see Dan posted about it in Discord? It's the really long races that people said they were interested. I think Pete and you said you like the look of it in a sadistic way, but it's like a 5-day stage race, one after the other.
And you get
it
points.
looks horrible. It looked absolutely horrible.
Which dates is it, Dan?
What's that?
Which
The
dates
tour of
is that?
Watopia?
It's like the 7th to the 7th or 7th. God, I can't remember.
Yeah, he only knows what you need to push. He doesn't know the dates.
7th to the 18th, I think. It's like six
Okay.
6 races over 11 days or some horse shit. It's hard, but it would get it. Number one for me is it puts me in my uncomfortable zone.
Is that actually a race? Because wasn't the last time the tour of Watopia